Mountaintop Network Radio.
There with our motivational minutes because we stay in it to win it. Amen. Motivational speaker here and author. If you have not done so already, go out today on Amazon.com and get a copy of my book. It is called Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. That is my life story, my testimony, and I promise that it will only bless your life. Family, there is so much going on in the world right now. It's too much going on. You have Charlottesville a few weekends back. And now we have Hurricane Harvey, and we're sending our love and our support and our prayers down to our family in Houston, Texas. And if there's anything that you can do, anything that you can send and donate, please do your part and not just watch this thing unfold on television. And then we have all of the pandemonium and the chaos happening in the American government right now. And then many of us have our own personal trials, our own personal tests and losses and adversities, and we're throwing our hands up saying, God, where are you? Are you missing in action right now? And God is sending me a question as I meditate and talk to him. And he's saying, where are my soldiers at? Where are my soldiers at? And I know the preposition is at the end of that question. I don't care. God is calling for his soldiers. This is not the time for us to buckle at the knees. This is not the time for us to waver in our faith or to second guess whether or not God is going to do what he said he's going to do. God is saying, I've always been there and I am still here, but now I'm calling on you. It is time for us to put on the armor of God, to strap on that breastplate of righteousness, and to put on that belt of truth, and to do what Rev T tells us to do every morning, and to march with him, to march with God. God is not looking for the whiners. He's not looking for the complainers. He's not looking for the people who talk a good game, but they're not really doing anything at all. Are you doing something to help the people of Houston, Texas? Are you doing something to fight the good fight for folks in Charlottesville and around the world? God is calling on his soldiers to march with him right now. That is the challenge and the charge today, family. Instead of complaining and whining and watching things happen from the sidelines, it is time to get in the fight, put on your armor, and march with God as a soldier in his army. Family, this is Crystal M. Adair with our Motivational Minutes. And of course, I want you to go out and grab a copy off Amazon.com of my book, Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. And finally, a shout out to Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice and these motivational minutes can be heard.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Washington metropolitan area, give me a call, 240-356-3580. When you do, mention Mountaintop Network Radio and receive a free CMA on your current home. Once again, this is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. Give me a call today, 240-356-3580.
Yeah! We live, y'all, right here in Mountaintop Network Radio. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. And I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T. And guess what, y'all? My man, 50 grand, y'all. He up in the house, left-handed in the building. So lace your boots up, strap them up real tight, and I want y'all to come on and march with us. Right here live, y'all. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. Hey, left-handed. Hey, left-handed, what's going on, champ? Good morning, good morning.
Peace. What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody out there. We're back in the building this Friday, trying to get busy. and all of that, man. What up, Rev T? What up, Revival Lights, Revival Left? What's good? Left-handed is in the building, live and direct. What's popping?
Yeah, man, we sitting there live right here on Mountaintop Network Radio, home of the Rev T Sports Revival. I'm sitting here with my man, sitting there talking that good sports only like he can. Big brother I.M. That's in the building, left-handed, y'all. So glad to be here with the people. We trying to get things a little setback left-handed on this Facebook Live, man. But we sitting in live on Mountaintop Network Radio doing what we do for the people, by the people, because we are just the people left-handed, you know?
I can dig it. I can definitely dig it, man. Word up, man.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in, man. One boat don't stop the show. You got to keep on flowing. But listen here, left-handed. A lot of things we got to talk about. I know it's some things you want to get off your chest. The Washington Redskins, last night we faced the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down there, you know, on y'all home field. Preseason game. The 2s and the 3s against the 2s and the 3s. But, you know, some people say, well, that game really don't mean too much or nothing. But left-handed, I feel differently about that, Shane.
Talk about it, man. Talk about what's on your mind.
You know,
how do you feel about that?
I feel like, you know, that's an opportunity for young people or young players that's in the league or come in their second year in the league, you know, having the chance to be able to put some things down on tape for themselves, you know, and I think that that preseason game, that game 4 means a lot because, you know, it can determine the young man's future.
That's true. I mean, again, just because, you know, if you know, again, like you said, it's about the 2s and the 3s getting in, everybody's watching. So just because you might not make that roster where you're currently at, that doesn't mean that your career is over or you should just give up because somebody's going to be watching you. You may get picked up by somebody else. So, again, like you said, you definitely have to go hard, all right? So everybody's watching you. And, again, it's not over. Just because you don't make that team, there's another team out there that might see something in you. So keep doing what you're doing, go hard body, and that's what happens, man, in this preseason thing.
Yeah, man, I'd like to say good morning to the people. They tuning in now here on Facebook Live. We sorry for the delay. I guess somebody, man, they must got some real gripes against Rev T, boy, because some of the, I don't know, man, and I'm just not talking about in the physical left, man. I'm just talking about in the supernatural, you know what I'm talking about? But, man, ain't nothing going to stop us from doing what we do here, man, and that's talking a little bit of sports. And I want to say good morning to all the people tuning in. I'm sitting there with my man, left-handed, he in the building, I.M. That's y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go give him a follow on Twitter, and if you close enough to me on Facebook, then you'll know where to find him on Facebook, and I'll leave it like that. You know what I'm talking about? But good morning to Big Brother. That's right. Good morning to Big Brother Michael Underwood. We see you tuning in. And good morning to Big Brother Jerry Sutton. Always a pleasure to have you tuning in here with us this morning, man. Right here live, y'all. Rev T Sports Revival right here on Mountaintop Network Radio. I just wanted to say we sitting here talking about what's going on with this Washington Redskins against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night. The 2s and the 3s went up against each other, left-handed. And I was just saying, you know, to some people that game might not have had any significance. But in my eyes, it really does, because at the end of the day, it gives a young man a chance to kind of prove himself that he might belong in the NFL. If not just for the Washington Redskins, if not just for the prospective team that these young players are on left-handed, but a chance and an opportunity for them to be able to put some tape on film for somebody else on another team to be able to see them play. So, you know, it's like a catch-22 if you're one of these young players right now and you know that you're kind of on the bubble. You know, do they keep me? Are they going to try to invest in me? And then you also got to understand, and I said this if you tuned in on episode 243, and you can go find that on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever it might fit you, or even right here on Facebook Live when we tuning on about what I was saying is that, you know, although they expanded left-handed, the practice squad to 10, the The upside of the practice squad is you can hold a player that you think you might got some promise for a hot second. But now when you put them on that practice squad, another team can pick them up off of waivers as well. So it's go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. Finish it.
So what I'm just saying, it's a catch-22 when you talk about, we going to keep him and put him on the practice squad versus saying, he's a part of that 53-man roster is what I'm trying to say.
Right. That's right. I mean, you know what? Again, it's all about, hard work and not resting on your laurels and not giving up on yourself. You know what I mean? And I think to be a professional football player, especially in today's climate and atmosphere, you definitely have to have the big picture view in mind. You know what I'm saying? If they don't, keep you or whatever, so what? You know what I mean? Because they're going to tell you that anyway. We wish you the best, and we weren't able to keep you. Blah 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 blah. And I'll give you a perfect example. And this is a dude that was on the squad. He was drafted, the number in the second round last year by the Buccaneers. I'm talking about Roberto Aguayo. Now, Roberto Aguayo couldn't get it done as a kicker. I like that dude. I liked him, and I thought that he was going to have a long career in the NFL. And I told people that they was laughing at me like, no, he sucks and this and that. But I said, you know what? He's a kicker. He knows what he's doing. He'll be all right. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers cut him. Okay? They cut him. They did what they had to do. But you know what happened, though, Rap? The next day, the Chicago Bears signed him.
See what I mean?
So, you know what I mean? So, again, it's not about, you trying to get seen. And like Rev T said, you can put yourself on tape, and that tape floats around to all 32 teams. And you never know, you might get another phone call. So again, keep your head to the sky like Earth, Wind, and Fire said. You know what I mean? And things can happen for you. But Red C, I want to shout you out, man. Your squad looked kind of decent last night for what it's worth. You know what I mean? So again, I know you want to dive into who you think is going to be on that roster, man. Who stood out to you, man? And who do you think that's kind of they got their eye on that might be somebody that might be a diamond in the rough as far as Washington's concerned?
Well, the first thing I want to get out the gate with the Washington Redskins is I want to say that the draft class that the Washington Redskins had this year, every last one of those players, in my eyes, earned a spot on that Washington Redskins roster. Every last one of them. Now, being that said, I know that may sound a little bit crazy to some, but not to all. But and why I say this is because at the end of the day, when you look at this scenario with their draft class, the Washington Redskins did a hell of a job this year because every last one of those draft picks that they had, they all out there balling. And if you tuned into the Sports Revival yesterday, episode 243, I talked about these players that the Redskins, they needed to keep an eye on, that they needed to look out for, preferably these draft picks that they had. And when you look at it, every last one of them, listen here, if you can't use them for the now, you damn sure can be able to use them for the later. And if you've been following me and you done heard me use that phrase many a time, the now and the later and the now. And in this case, they got a lot of players that can contribute now, and they got a lot of players that can contribute later. And when I say later, I'm not talking about this next year, but I'm talking about as the season goes on this year, you should be able to see a lot of those draft picks really become a part of what the Washington Redskins are trying to do. I maybe see one or two of those cornerbacks that they draft, maybe they throw them on the practice squad, and as time goes on, try to work them in to the dime and to the nickel scheme. But when it comes down to it, all in all, left-handed, right now I'm really confident in and trustworthy in these draft picks that the Washington Redskins pick. I don't need to say anything about Jonathan Allen. I don't need to say anything about Ryan Anderson. Them young boys already speaking for themselves. And then when you talk about the tight end, Jeremy Sprinkle, I don't need to say nothing about him. Y'all already know. Jeremy Sprinkle reminds me of Fred Davis. And if you know, man, I love Fred Davis, and I'm quite kind of close to Fred Davis. You know, a few years back, we was rolling together kind of tight. It's a well-known fact.
Okay.
And but at the end of the day, though, you know, Fred had some trials and tribulations that he went through off the field that hindered him from becoming a great player on the field. But when he was on the field and his mind was in the game and he was healthy, Fred Davis was a beast. He could block, he could catch, he could pass. He could catch the pass. He could pick up the blitz off, when they pass rushing the quarterback. So he was versatile, and he was a big integral part of the success of the run that the Washington Redskins was having. So Jeremy Sprinkle reminds me of him. I don't see him going anywhere. The person I'm concerned about that the Washington Redskins will let go when you talk about the tight ends is Derek Courier, who's been on his roster for the last 2-3 years, left-handed, coming into his third year. And yet and still, I mean, he's a good player. He's improving. He can catch. He can score a couple of touchdowns in the regular seasons. He can block. But what does that mean for him when you drafted a tight end? So that's my thoughts, left-handed. Let's flip the script right here. We gonna do this back and forth, right? Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now tell me what you see with them. Go.
You know what, man? On paper, the paper is the ink is starting to kind of like disappear from the paper. We get all hyped and charged about who we traded for, who we signed as a free agent, who we picked up in the draft, and things of that nature. Then all of a sudden, reality starts to hit you. My offense wasn't clicking. It's not clicking the way it's supposed to, or the way we envisioned it on paper. And I don't feel like that's too much of a concern, but I think there's something that we should be aware of because we had problems with it last year. The thing on paper was that since we got Deshaun Jackson, we were supposed to be able to stretch the field. We got Evans on one side, Jackson on the other. And we still have problems scoring. Our offense is still sputtering. And I'm talking about the starting offense. I'm not talking about the 2 or 3s. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the starters, Winston, all you know the names. Mm-hmm. So, again, man, I think that with what we did in the draft, we're going to have to utilize those guys. And when I say utilize it, like O.J. Howard, he's going to have to become a focal part of the offense as well. We already know that we can stretch the field, Rev. We already know we got big receivers. And Mike Evans on the other side. We already know Winston, likes to whip that ball around. We already know that running game is going to be tight. But my concern is lying about how are we going to utilize O.J. Howard if the offense is sputtering? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, again, once these guys in, I like what I saw. The little bit that I did watch because, I'm kind of like the anti-preseason dude. I'm not really, on it like that, but I be on it because that's my job. Defensively, I'm kind of still concerned a little bit. I want to see how Vernon Hargreaves, even though he's not a rookie, but he was 365 days ago, he was a rookie. I want to see how he progresses in his second year. I want to see what a guy like Corin Kirby at tackle on the offensive line brings to the table because, again, he's from Alabama as well. So, again, he knows work, he knows winning, but this is the next level now. So can he carry that over? So that's my worry. You know what I mean? I was hyped in charge. On paper, we look like we're good as 11-5. We look like we're good. But right now, as we get ready to get reality now and settle in and get ready for game 1 against the Miami Dolphins, if we can get to 10 wins, but that's coming down the line later. I'll do my prediction show on Sunday and all that, but that's later on. But I like what I saw, Rev. I'm not really enamored with it. I'm not really like, oh, my God, we're going to win the Super Bowl. But I think that the guys that we drafted are going to fit into our scheme and what we need to do. Chris Godwin, he's going to be a beast at wide receiver, the rookie from Penn State. He's going to help us. And I just like what I see, man. But I just think that we're a lot better on paper than we are in reality, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, we sitting here live, y'all. It's a Rev T Sports Revival. I'm sitting here with my man, sitting here talking that good sports, y'all. NYC in the house, y'all. Left-handed in the building at RM Desk. Yeah. And you can go follow me on Twitter at The Real Rev T, on Facebook, Tavon Fennell. And make sure you go check out the Rev T Sports Revival page. Go give it a like. Make sure you go share the post. Let them know what we doing. I want to say good morning to Big Brother L-Dub Lives. You in the house this morning. Good morning, Big Brother Earl Valcourt, man. He say support those troops, y'all. We appreciate you so much. Mysterious D, make them wonder. We see you, mama. Hey, good morning to you. Hey, Big Brother Craig Shaw in the building. William Bay Billy, what's going on, champion? Appreciate you so much. The lovely Claudette and Meg, Rucker Apparel, y'all. I'm looking for them t-shirts from the people. Y'all go to Rucker Apparel, tell them the Rev T Sports Revival sing. Supreme Knowledge for Nail, what's going on, champion? Good morning. Vance Matthew, good morning, champ. What's going on, twin? So glad you tuning in. Big brother Vinny Lowe. Vinny Lowe, way down low. Let me tell you what I know. You know what I'm saying, left-handed? He in the building.
There you go.
He in the building, man, and I appreciate him. And then listen here, bro. Kevin Coon, y'all. Coon in the house, y'all. We appreciate him so much, man. And Big Anthony, Uncle Buck Ellison in the house, y'all. Hey, we appreciate y'all so much. And Big Brother Molly Moore, him and Sister Carrington in the house, Carrington Moore in the house, and we appreciate them so much. But look, though, left-handed, let's go ahead and take a break real quick. And when we come back off of this break, man, we going to keep rolling with this thing. Redskins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How it all went down. The shit-diggity bop, the shit-diggity bang to make the people's ears ring. I want to hear from the people. 703-763-4979 is the number. The cut day is Saturday, y'all, to reduce the rosters down to 53. Whether it's the Washington Redskins, your team, whoever, let's talk about it. Who stays? Who goes? Should I stay or should I go? Come on, baby, let me know. You know what I'm saying, baby? That's the type of mode we in, y'all.
Clash all day. I got you.
Yeah, man. So look, let's go ahead and take a break, y'all. And listen, Ian, since we just tapped into Facebook Live and y'all missed those motivational minutes, we gonna run that and then we gonna come back, y'all, and we gonna keep rolling with this thing. Live right here, Mountaintop Network Radio. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. Let's go, baby. Share the post. March with us. Ow!
Ow!
Hey there, family. How are you?
Mountaintop Network Radio.
With our motivational minutes, because we stay in it to win it. Amen. Motivational speaker here and author. If you have not done so already, go out today on Amazon.com and get a copy of my book. It is called Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. That is my life story, my testimony, and I promise that it will only bless your life. Family, there is so much going on in the world right now. It's too much going on. You have Charlottesville a few weekends back, and now we have Hurricane Harvey, and we're sending our love and our support and our prayers down to our family in Houston, Texas. And if there's anything that you can do, anything that you can send and donate, please do your part and not just watch this thing unfold on television. And then we have all of the pandemonium and the chaos happening in the American government right now. And then many of us have our own personal trials, our own personal tests and losses and adversities, and we're throwing our hands up saying, God, where are you? Are you missing in action right now? And God is sending me a question as I meditate and talk to him. And he's saying, where are my soldiers at? Where are my soldiers at? And I know the preposition is at the end of that question. I don't care. God is calling for his soldiers. This is not the time for us to buckle at the knees. This is not the time for us to waver in our faith or to second guess whether or not God is going to do what he said he's going to do. God is saying, I've always been there and I am still here, but now I'm calling on you. It is time for us to put on the armor of God, to strap on that breastplate of righteousness, and to put on that belt of truth, and to do what Rev T tells us to do every morning, and to march with him, to march with God. God is not looking for the whiners. He's not looking for the complainers. He's not looking for the people who talk a good game, but they're not really doing anything at all. Are you doing something to help the people of Houston, Texas? Are you doing something to fight the good fight for folks in Charlottesville and around the world? God is calling on his soldiers to march with him right now. That is the challenge and the charge today, family. Instead of complaining and whining and watching things happen from the sideline, it is time to get in the fight, put on your armor, and march with God as a soldier in his army. Family, this is Crystal Emma Dare with our Motivational Minutes. And of course, I want you to go out and grab a copy off Amazon.com of my book, Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal Emma Dare. And finally, a shout out to Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice and these motivational minutes can be heard.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Maurice Wood with Ghostin Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Washington metropolitan area, give me a call, 240-356-3580. When you do, mention Mountaintop Network Radio and receive a free CMA on your current home. Once again, this is Maurice Wood with Ghostin Real Estate. Give me a call today, 240-356-3580. Real estate is a relationship business. Let's build one.
You're
This is
listening
Claudette
to
from Russell Apparel, where
Mountaintop
we
Network
specialize custom
Radio.
design t-shirts. Our shirts range from infants to adult 5X. We make shirts for groups, churches, organizations, and we will do personalized shirts of your favorite sports team. If you mention the Rev T Sports Revival or Mountaintop Network Radio, you would get a 10% discount off your first order. You can reach us on Facebook at Russell Apparel. You can email us at russellapparel@gmail.com, or you can even give us a call at 202-577-5903.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
From Russell Apparel.
See, Redskins Nation, I tell it to the young, I tell it to the old. But you got to let that burden go fill up your soul.
Yeah, y'all, we sitting here live right here, Mountaintop Network Radio. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T, sitting alongside y'all, left-handed y'all. I am Destin in the building. We so glad to have him here. Sitting there tuning. We talking about the Washington Redskins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night. The twos against the threes. What does it mean for this Washington Redskins team here in the DMV? What does it mean for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What does it mean for any damn team around in the NFL right now? Preferably these young players. Preferably these second and third year players that then kind of hopped around on the team. You know, not so much because they're a bad player, left-handed. Not so much because they don't understand the game, left-handed. One thing I want to put out there is a lot of these players don't make the team is because they don't fit the scheme of what the team is trying to run. Right. And when you don't fit the scheme, it's easy to be removed from a system, but the bright side of that is that you might find yourself being picked up by a team or a system that you actually can fit in. You know, everybody has a weakness, left-handed. Any man that tells you, or woman that tells you they don't have a weakness, I suggest that you really get away from them because they're a liar. And when you talk about the game of football, when you talk about that analogy left-handed, it's like so. You know, if you got a quarterback that's weak on the inside coverage, but if you got linebackers and safety that play well enough to match that deficiency, don't you think he'll be all right?
Yeah.
But when you on a team where you weak on the inside playing the corner position, they go to the inside on you, they get plays. If you ain't got nobody to help you there, so it's all about the scheme. It's all about the situation that some of these players in. You know, when I look at this Washington Redskins roster and I look at the depth chart that these Washington Redskins have, you say to yourself, well, you know, who might got a chance of really making this team? You know, when you look at this offense, and when it comes to the wide receivers, you know, they are really deep at the wide receiver position. They had picked up the youngster Robert Davis in the draft. He played pretty well last night, but still, though, he has a long way to go. He has a long way to go. And when you look at the situation for the Washington Redskins with the wide receivers, you have, you know, James Quick, okay, who played, Brian Quick, okay, who played with the Los Angeles Rams last year and had a damn good season. He was their leading receiver. And so when you got a veteran wide receiver like him, you got to keep him on the roster, because when you look at it, you know, I know a lot of people want to say Terrell Pryor. Well, Terrell Pryor's in his second year of being a wide receiver. Understand he was a quarterback before. So you just can't say, oh, he's a wet veteran wide receiver because he had a good year on the Cleveland Brown teams that wasn't going nowhere but down, even though they were still trying to look up.
No doubt. And I mean, you know, going back real quick to what you guys did as far as the draft is concerned, man, you guys had a dope draft, man. I mean, even your fourth round pick, Samaj Perine, man, if he does, I mean, you know, I think he's a lock to make the team. You know, and again, that's just me looking on the outside.
For sure.
But I feel like, you know, a lot of those guys are going to be able to be utilized, if not now, definitely later. But as far as my Bucks are concerned, man, you know, we go through the same circumstance, man. We're trying to find ourselves, man. We're trying to find out where we fit in this grand scheme of things in the NFL, as far as, you know, trying to, you know, make some hay and kind of like prove these people right, because a lot of people start to talk about us and things of that nature. But again, man, you have to show that improvement. You have to show that you've taken that step, okay? A lot of people are, counting on the Buccaneers making a splash this year. But don't put all your chickens into one basket yet, man. Because, you know, I'm kind of calm. You know, I've definitely, you know, pulled back my expectations since maybe about a couple of weeks ago. Because, again, man, I'm not seeing that growth. I'm not seeing that. I'm not down on my squad. Don't get it twisted. But I feel like, you know, you have to kind of show and prove that you belong. Okay, they're going to keep you if they're going to keep you. But if they're going to cut you and let you go, they feel like Rev T said, you might not be able to fit this scheme, but you might fit somewhere else. And again, it's not the end of the world for a lot of these guys. But I think that your name recognition, those days are over. Now it's time to show and prove and represent. So
right.
As far as my Bucks are concerned, man, we got some things that we got to do.
And I want to ask you about a couple of people that you all picked up. We talking about wide receiver Chris Goodwin. Where does he fit in all of this? You know, you all picked up Deshaun Jackson, and of course, you know, the talk of the town is how, you know, OJ Howard is going to be incorporated heavily so into this offense. Okay, and when you look at the scenario and the depth chart that you have, you got Mike Evans already out there balling. So you got Deshaun Jackson, you got Mike Evans, and then, okay, you can't forget about Adam Humphries. okay,
That's right.
who played pretty good ball. So, you know, when you talk about Chris Godwin, where does he work with us? Because, you know, it seems like that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they really went out and bought a whole lot of wide receivers into their camp this year. Maybe they're looking for that compliment to Mike Evans. Deshaun Jackson, in my eyes, from what I've seen from him through Philadelphia, what I think seen through him here in Washington, as we all know, is that he can stretch the field with his speed downfield. But if you start sending him across the middle on a consistent basis, you're setting him up for failure. And then you got to question yourself, you know, has Deshaun Jackson lost a step or two? I don't think he's lost a step or two, but the thing is that you all with Tampa Bay have to be concerned about him is Deshaun Jackson he don't have a big monkey on his shoulder that called injury, but he got injury little cousin that be on his shoulder every now and then. And that might hurt y'all in the long run as you get deeper into the season, because that usually seems to when he gets hurt around about after the 4th or 5th game, he pulls a hamstring or yada yada whatever. I'm just saying, brother.
It never hurts to have, you can never have too much depth at wide receiver. Shout out to Freddie Martino. Shout out to Dante Adai. I think those guys are going to, you know, be able to fill roles maybe on some, you know, return situations, and later on down the season when, you know, that injury cousin pops up with Deshaun Jackson, or maybe Mike Evans needs a breather or things of that nature. But as far as O.J. Howard is concerned, man, I think that O.J. Howard is going to be a great compliment to Cameron Brate. Okay, that gives us a double tight end formation. When we go to double tight ends, the defense is going to kind of like, you know, where do you go? Do you key on Evans? Do you key on the outside with Deshaun Jackson? Because if you do that, Howard and Brate are going to go right down the seam. Okay? And those guys have proven, I know Cameron Brate did last year, he made some noise as far as being a dependable tight end, and O.J. Howard is just a compliment to that. So we're going to have definitely a bunch of options. You know what I mean? And I think that Deshaun, if the injury thing happens, I think a lot of people will harp on that. You know, the money that he's making, and, you know, but I'm not thinking about him being an injury. I like how you slid that in there, though, Rev. That was good. That was good. I like that. But I think that Deshaun Jackson is going to cause a lot of havoc, and they're going to cause a lot of defensive coaches to kind of like, you know, get their scheme plan to gear towards those guys. Because, again, if you concentrate too much on Deshaun, Mike Evans is going to kill you on the other side. If you concentrate too much on the receivers on the outside, Rev, you got O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate coming down the scene. If you double up on the outside receivers, Doug Martin's going to do his numbers. So, again, we have options. It's just that we have to use them and utilize them in the right way at the right time.
I want to ask you about that defense. We live here, right here, Mountaintop Network Radio. I'm Tavon Fennell at The Real Rev T. That's left-handed in the building, y'all, at RMDesk on Twitter. Left-handed, tell the people where they can find you at, man, and what you doing real quick.
Listen, man, I'm all over the place, man. You already know what it is, man. Mondays, Now Trending. Shout out to Now Trending, Miami247.tv. Mondays, 5 p.m. to 5:30. Monday nights, What About That Game, 8 to 9 p.m. Shout out to California Radio, doing what I do. Tuesdays, After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass. Shout out to Action Video Network. And I'm all over, man, doing what I do, man. Check me out at RMDesk. Left-handed on Twitter.
Yeah, man, and I'm Tavon Fennell at The Real Rev T. Y'all make sure y'all go to @Sport Revival on Twitter, Sport without the S Revival on Facebook, Rev T Sports Revival. Catch me at Tavon Fennell, and y'all look out for that Mountaintop Network Radio Facebook page. We got that under construction. That'll be out soon, y'all. God willing, we gonna be bringing some more programming to the airwaves coming this month, September, y'all. So y'all stay tuned for that. But listen, though, left hand. I want to ask you, y'all. We sitting here live. We talking Washington Redskins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We bouncing back and forth. I want to hear from y'all. 703-763-4979 is the number if you want to call in, talk a little sports with me and brother left-handed in the building at RMDesk. We sitting here breaking it down like nobody else is doing. But let's kind of bounce back to the Washington Redskins. Redskins if we can, left-handed. And while we doing that, I want you to focus on what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Where's the upside of this? They picked up Chris Baker. Okay. They have Devontae Barnes. Okay. They got Quan Alexander, who had a good year last year, and Levante David. When I come back to you, left-handed, I want you to break that down with the upside of this defense and what it means for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when it comes to this Washington Redskins and its defense, with Phil Taylor going down, it gives a chance for A.J. Francis to step up and make some noise for itself. But also people like Ziggy Hood, it gives them an opportunity to get more reps into the initial game. But listen here, though. When it comes down to the youngsters, they got this youngster named Joey Mubu. If I'm correct, I don't want to mispronunciation. You all know what the hell I'm saying, the man's name. But Joey Mubu or Mabu or whatever, that young boy is going to be a beast. I saw him play last night. He's very aggressive. He got a holding call on him, but it really wasn't a hold. He just got to learn how to position his body, more body position when he's in his rush to be able for him to be successful. But I really think the Washington Redskins are going to keep him. They need more depth on the defensive line. They need more depth because Phil Taylor is down. And if they really want to have a successful defense, it really is going to be dictated by the defensive line. I'm not too concerned about the linebackers. I'm not too concerned about the secondary. I'm not too concerned about the safeties. I'm not at all. I know Will Blackman might not have a job come tomorrow. Okay, I know it's a couple of other people like Fabian Moreau. You know, when you look at these youngsters, man, they went out there and made a name for themselves. I'm just saying. You talk about Josh Harvey Clemens. I said last night to look out for this young man. I told the people yesterday on the Sports Revival to look out for Monte Nicholson. See, these players right there, they came for the now, but because of they rookies, they gonna work them in for the later, but not next year, but this year. So it makes it real difficult for a lot of these veteran players to find themselves with a roster spot with these Washington Redskins when it comes into that secondary position. Will Blackman been here for a couple of years. And you would expect him to really make some noise. I don't see them letting Deshaun Everett go. I don't even see them letting Quentin Dunbar go. But everybody else, Deshaun Phillips, even Fitz Smithson, they might put him on the practice squad. Tevin Homer, practice squad. But Fabian Moreau, Monte Nicholson, you're going to see them move up into that second string. And you're going to find them being worked into the nickel and dime situation, in my eyes, when it comes to the defense. But left-handed, break down that defensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Chan.
Listen, man, right now, my defense is on a definite come up, okay? We're young, we're quick, we're fast, but I don't think we're that smart, okay? They talk about having an IQ. You can always, your IQ is perfect when you're sitting in an analysis chair. Your IQ is perfect. But when you're on that field, it's a different story. We have some of the best defensive players in the game. No question. Gerald McCoy, William Golston, Quan Alexander, Levante David, you know what I'm saying? But they have to prove it on the field. I like our defense, man, but we just have to play smarter, especially in the secondary. Brent Grimes, he dealt with his little injury or whatever. But my focus and my concern and where I'm going to put my laser beam at is that strong safety. I do not like Chris Conte. I think Chris Conte is a bum. And if any of his relatives are listening to Rev T Sports Revival, I'm sorry. I think Chris Conte's a bum. He's garbage. He should have some water in his back pocket because he gets burnt so much. But that's another story. I like what we do. I like Noah Smith to be your backup Robert Ayers back there doing what he does. Clinton McDonald, he's still around doing his numbers. But I think that, our defense is going to have to definitely make some better plays, especially in the secondary. We can't be getting burnt over the top like we were last year. We were giving up yards, Rev, like Halloween candy, my dude.
Right.
And we got to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? So again, if we can kind of like improve on that, I think we'll be okay because we definitely have one of the youngest and one of the most promising defenses in the league. That's just my opinion on that.
And speaking of your safeties, you was talking about Chris Conte, and I'm surprised Justin Evans or J.J. Wilcox hasn't made a good push to go past him. I'm even surprised that J.J. Wilcox didn't even pass Keith Tandy when it comes to the first team. I'm real surprised behind that. But will they cut him? No, I don't think so. He's still an integral part of your right. But at the end of the day, I respect more of him.
Chris Conte is having a pretty decent preseason. But again, Rev, the preseason is the preseason. When the lights come on for real, we're going to see what it is. And J.J. Wilcox will be out there before the season is over. And I don't know how he's letting Keith Tandy beat him out, but it is what it is.
Yeah, hey, man, I want to say happy birthday, man, to my little brother, Tavon Roof. Happy birthday, champ. Appreciate you so much. Good morning to big brother Joseph Sakino. We see you tuning in. Michael Underwood say, your boy Conte, another breeder. He say they first cousins.
You know better than I do.
he first cousin. They say they first cousins. We sitting in live, y'all. Mountaintop Network Radio. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T. Hey, left-handed, tell the people, man, where they can make a donation to your site, man, if they like what you doing, man. Talking that sports radio for the people.
Oh, yeah, man, and it's definitely getting lit, man. And if I could use one of those young people's terms, it's definitely getting lit. You can hit me at mckip at Gmail. That's the PayPal. It's EMCEEKIP at Gmail. And I appreciate, all the love, man. And we try to give it to you hard body, man. And we just try to do what we do. And we appreciate the love, man. And it doesn't matter, man, $1, $2, whatever you feel like, I'm worth, man, because I do this for y'all, man. Again, I do this for y'all. I do it for me, too, because I'm a sports fan first, but I do it for y'all, man, and appreciate the feedback and the love, man. Thank you. mckip at Gmail. That's the PayPal address.
Yeah, man, for sure. Y'all make sure y'all can just go to Rev T Sports Revival on PayPal and click the link if you like to make a donation as well. But most of all, y'all make sure y'all go help them people out in Houston, man. They need it. Them people in Houston and Louisiana, they need help. They need help. Go to your local grocery store. If you don't have all that much money to send them, go buy them a case of water. I know everybody local grocery stores collecting food and perishables for those people. Go donate. Go to your local Salvation Army. They have a personal fund to send down there to Houston. We got to support the people. If I want somebody to help me, I got to make sure that somebody else get helped along the way. That's how we do things. That's how we do things here on Sports Revival. Go ahead, left hand.
If I can add this to piggyback on what Rev T said, man, monetary, man, the food and all of that is good. But I think that, man, if you can, send like socks and underwear and things of that nature, because people need that too. So again, man, help out, man. The help is definitely needed because I feel like if you were in that situation, people will reach out and help in whatever way they can, man. Everybody doesn't have to brag about, they sent $25,000
and all that. Yeah, just
it's
do
not
it.
about that. It's about coming from the heart, man.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah,
Straight like that.
And I hate to bring a little biblical context into it, but see, my grandmother used to call that the gospel. That's when you do something for somebody and you just do it, and you don't look for no personal gain or no trophies or no accolades for it. You know, it's nothing wrong with these people from Hollywood, you know, making these contributions, but sometimes you don't need to put all that on blast. Just do what you're gonna do and keep on stepping. And if they ask you along the way, just tell them go look at the paper and let the paperwork speak for itself.
That is what it is, man. But again, man, it's a serious situation down there, man. And every nickel, every dime is needed, man. And I did my part, and you should do yours too, man. And that's coming from Rev T and RM Des, a.k.a. Left Handed, on the Sports Revival.
Yeah. That's like so. But listen here, though, Left Handed. Let's go ahead and take a break. How much more time you got to roll with a brother before you get ready to get on up out of here?
Man, I gotta make this run, man. I gotta go. I gotta get up out of here, man. I gotta be at the airport. It's a crazy drive. It's traffic. It's Friday. It's Labor Day weekend and all that. So before I bounce, man, everybody enjoy your weekend. Be safe. I'm gonna be out Eastern Parkway, Brooklyn, New York, man, for the West Indian Day Parade. I'm gonna do my thing. I gotta go pick up family. I gotta make 2 runs out to JFK Airport, man, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna get out of here. Rev T, I'm going to holler at you behind the scenes, fam. And y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. This is Left Handed. Get at me, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Man, that's Left Handed in the building, y'all. We appreciate him so much right here on the Rev T Sports Revival. So, look, what we going to do, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we going to kind of get ready to wrap this thing up, y'all. Talk about who should stay, who should go with the Washington Redskins. I want to hear from y'all. 703-763-4979 is the number, y'all. We sitting here live right here on the mountaintop. Hey, listen here, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, you get my plow when I Hey, but come on with it. Yo, I get down with the party. Hey, well, I'm the bigger holder. I do this get down with the party.
Network Radio.
Specialized custom design t-shirts. Our shirts range from infants to adult style backs. We make shirts for groups, churches, organizations, and we will do personalized shirts of your favorite sports team. If you mention the Rev T Sports Revival or Mountaintop Network Radio, you would get a 10% discount off your first order. You can reach us on Facebook at Rucker Apparel. You can email us at ruckerapparel@gmail.com, or you can even give us a call at 202-577-5903. Get your custom t-shirt.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Crystal M. Adair on Mountaintop Network Radio, where the people's voice can be heard. I'm a motivational speaker and an author of the newly released Therapy, a memoir novella by Crystal M. Adair. Go click on Amazon right now. Get your 5-star copy with great reviews. I promise you, it's a book that will change your life. Again, Crystal and Adair with Mountaintop Network Radio. Tune in again for my motivational minute.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
This is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Washington metropolitan area, give me a call, 240-356-3580. When you do, mention Mountaintop Network Radio and receive a free CMA on your current home. Once again, this is Maurice Wood with Ghostis Real Estate. Give me a call today, 240-356-3580. Real estate is a relationship business. Let's build one.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Call Toys Auto Detailing today, 703-743-4556, and tell Toys the Rev T Sports Revival sends you, and receive a discount on your auto detail for your car for the holidays today. That's 703-743-4556. Call Toys. He'll have you in your car, making you feel like you're a movie star. Hey, y'all, call Toys Auto Detailing today, a proud sponsor of the Rev T Sports Revival. Believe, baby, call Toys today.
Mountaintop Network Radio.
Nation. I tell it to the young. I tell it to the old. But you got to let that breakfast go.
Yeah, y'all, we sitting here live right here, Mountaintop Network Radio. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T. Y'all make sure y'all go share the post. Go share the post. Go share the post. Go share the post. Let them know what we doing, y'all. Y'all share that radio link with the people. Y'all can save it. Y'all can save it on your home screen, on your phone. You can listen anytime. Y'all can go catch the replays. Y'all can go listen to podcasts. And listen here, y'all. That's right. We coming in the TuneIn Radio. That's right. Mountaintop Network Radio. DMV is where you can find us at on TuneIn. We coming, so I want y'all to make sure y'all go do that. I feel good on a Friday. Y'all feel good? Come on, lace them up, strap them up real tight, and march with me right here, y'all. It's the Rev T Sports Revival. We were sitting there talking about the Washington Redskins, that this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what it means for the twos and the threes. You know, I'm not too concerned about this Washington Redskins draft class. I think this is one of the best damn draft class that the Washington Redskins had. Jonathan Allen, Ryan Anderson, Fabian Moreau, Samaje Perine, Monte Nicholson, Jeremy Sprinkle, Chase Roullier, Robert Davis, Josh Clemens Harvey, Josh Hosley. All these players, I think, will be a big integral part of what the Washington Redskins are trying to do now, this year, sooner than later at some point. I think Robert Davis might be put on that practice squad. I think Josh Hosley might be put on that practice squad. But other than that, though, Harvey Clemens, I think he got a chance of actually making that 53-man roster, getting in on some of those nickel and dime situations. I'm just saying, when you look at the depth of these young players that the Washington Redskins have. But hold up, wait a minute, let's go back because I'm not finished. We got to talk about what they're going to do with D'Angelo Hall. And, you know, that's been a real quiet thing around here. We talked about this earlier in the week. A lot of us feel like they should keep him to help the youngsters out. Some of us feel that he could go ahead and retire gracefully, and with him retiring gracefully after so, that he could go ahead and be able to go out there and help coach those young men up, in my eyes. So, you know, that could be a possibility, but do I see them letting him go? No, not really. Not really at all. So at the end of the day, we gonna see what the Washington Redskins gonna do. You got a lot of youngsters on that depth chart that really made a name for themselves. That really said, you know what, I want to be here and I deserve a chance to represent this burgundy and gold. You know, you'll find out who really want to be there when it comes to the defense. You'll really find out who really wants to be there when it comes to the offense. But I see a lot of players that they might have to let go. I don't think Kendall Pace is going to make this team for that offensive line. As much as I like to keep him, but I mean, it's just a whole lot of things you got to look at. E.J. Bibbs playing tight end. I don't think they're going to keep him. Manasseh Gardner, I don't think they're going to keep him. And what do they do with Matt Jones? Oh, I hear so many people with this thing with Matt Jones. You know, Look at this running backs we have. Rob Kelly, Chris Thompson, Samaje Perine, Matt Jones, Mac Brown, and Kenny Hillard. Now, if you let Mac Jones go from there, and we only really got one really seasoned veteran running back, and that's Chris Thompson. And Chris Thompson, as we all know, he's not a 16-game back, a number one back. So what do we do? Where do we go from here? What type of move do we make? Chuck Harden say D.R. will be put on the pup list to start the season. Yeah, he probably will. But how long they gonna be able to keep him like that though, Chuck Harden? That's the question. It's a lot of questions to be answered. What direction that the Washington Redskins want to go in, and who they're going to keep. It's a lot of things. We're going to talk about it some more Monday. Saturday, they got to release them, cut them down to 53. So Monday, when I talk to y'all, we're going to have a lot to talk about. I appreciate everybody that tuned in today. I tell it to the young, I tell it to the old, you got to come to the Sports Revival to fill up your soul with all that good sports talk. I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T for my man I.M. Des, y'all. We appreciate him so much. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on Twitter, left-handed y'all at I.M. Des. I'm at the Real Rev T and Sport Revival. Y'all make sure y'all go get those pages and follow. And I make sure that y'all just love somebody during this Labor Day weekend. Love somebody, and don't be a Judas to your friend. Hey, I'm Tavon Fennell at the Real Rev T. I see y'all Monday, y'all. March with me. Ow!
All the time is here. For the champions in the house, huh? Washington, D.C. Yeah! All right. Give me the bridge, y'all. Give me the top now. One more time.